Hi everyone, it's Sheena Hansen here again to answer another frequently asked question. Thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to be talking about, how do survivor benefits impact retirement planning? The reality is that when I'm talking to a client or a prospect and they're wondering about Social Security, when should I time my own benefits? What can I expect to receive during life? That is the emphasis, and not so much on what those survivor benefits might look like for a spouse. So that's what we're going to dive into today. Now, let's go through the basics. And for today, I want to emphasize that we are talking about surviving spouse benefits. There are other survivor benefits, for example, maybe a dependent parent or surviving children, but today we're talking about the spouse. So a surviving spouse may receive up to 100% of the deceased spouse's benefit at full retirement age. And the earliest you can file is at age 60. So this is earlier than traditional retirement benefits. Now, in the world of Social Security, whenever you are filing before your own full retirement age, you will be locking in a permanent reduction. And so it's really important to figure out and analyze what the timing decision is with your survivor benefit. Delayed retirement credits can increase the future survivor income. So every year you wait, or even really every month in terms of the calculation, you earn those delayed retirement credits. So especially for married people, when you're coordinating who should be filing when, in a nutshell, a lot of times the higher earning spouse, their claiming decision has a long-term impact on the surviving spouse's retirement security. And we're going to get into that a little bit more here. So we went through the basics. What are surviving benefits? Well, now we're going to talk about how do they impact retirement planning. So survivor benefits, they really can play an important role in lifetime retirement income. And Social Security claiming decisions in terms of when you file for those impact survivor income incredibly. Here's the big one, the big elephant in the room. When a spouse passes, you lose one form of Social Security. Instead of having two payments, you are down to one payment. So that reduces your income at that point in time. Understanding survivor benefits, it can really just contribute to supporting a better overall retirement planning decisions. Common claiming mistakes. Let's go through these. And I've already mentioned some of them, but they're really important because I think good decisions a lot of the time is just avoiding mistakes. So you don't want to focus only on current income. You want to think about current income and future surviving needs. You also don't want to assume that both Social Security checks continue after a spouse passes away. That's just simply not true. Claiming benefits early without considering long-term impact. We don't want to be making short-term decisions that might negatively impact long-term decisions. We also don't want to coordinate Social Security we do want to coordinate Social Security with the overall retirement plan. That's very important. So looking at all facets coming together and how everything works together with the income. And don't underestimate how your finances might change after a loss. There's a lot of income changes that happen in Social Security. We want that to be there to support you and your spouse. So the easiest way that I can illustrate this, I feel, is through an example. And from time to time, I do like to use Social Security planning software because it really helps drive home what the trade-offs are for filing early versus filing late. And it also can help with just running what-if scenarios to improve decision-making. So this is a hypothetical. We're talking about Mary and Tim today. They are a married couple. Mary and Tim are both age 62, and they're wondering, when should we be filing for Social Security? Should we be doing it now? Should we be doing it later? We need some help. And with any kind of scenario planning, we've got to put in inputs to get the output. For this example, the life expectancy assumption is average for both female and male. So we're going to assume that Mary lives to age 87, Tim to 84, and their retirement benefits at full retirement age is expected to be, for Mary, $1,800 per month, and for Tim, $3,100 per month. And in this example, Tim is the higher earner, proven by his higher benefit. COLA, that's cost of living adjustment, we can expect about 2% is the assumption here. So these two scenarios, the green scenario, scenario 1, both decide to claim early at 62. Whereas scenario 2, the blue scenario, Tim claims later, which in this example is age 70. He decides to wait all the way until age 70. And Mary decides to claim later at her full retirement age, which is age 67. So scenario number 1, the green scenario, claim early at 62. I want my benefit now. Scenario 2, we are choosing to delay and earn those retirement credits. So this first illustration, the cumulative benefit, it shows what Mary and Tim will earn over their lifetimes. And remember, Mary was going to be living until age 87, Tim until age 84. And if that scenario plays out, then the green scenario, both claiming early over their lifetimes, they'll get about $1.3 million from Social Security payouts. Now, the latter example, scenario number 2, the blue scenario, if they delay, they're going to be better off in terms of lifetime benefits from Social Security. They'll earn about $1.6 million. So we can see how the delay can pay off, but that means you also need to sacrifice and wait to get that income. And we're going to see that in this next slide. So here, Social Security would talk about kind of the crossover point a lot. Well, how long does it take me to, earn those benefits back by waiting? Remember, scenario green, the first scenario, claim early, we can see how you get higher income in those early years, but not so much in the later years. The crossover point where they intersect is at about age 78 or 79. But this really does a great job of showing the trade-off of filing early. Yeah, it gives you more income earlier on, but delaying gives you more income later in life when you might need it most. Now here, it really shows the difference of the surviving spouse benefit, and this is huge. Because Mary and Tim decided to delay in the blue scenario, and Tim has that higher monthly payout, the surviving benefit is over $71,000 a year for Mary as the survivor versus just over $40,000. That's a huge difference, and this is a great job of showing exactly how the delay strategy and how drastically that might impact surviving benefits. So the big thing here is just plan ahead. Don't just assume that Social Security benefits need to focus on your income during life. Survivor benefits are just as important. So I would encourage you to review those estimated survivor benefits together and with your financial advisor. Discuss retirement income needs as a whole and for that surviving spouse. Just understand your options and your trade-offs. Look at the different scenarios and coordinate those Social Security decisions. Survivor benefit planning is huge. It's just a part of Social Security timing. It's conversations that we have a lot. And I hope that you found this to be informative for your situation. Any questions, please get in touch at Uncommon Sense Investing. Thanks for tuning in.